And when I do that, I'd like to just continue to be able to give the books to the children. And I like to sell books too, of course, because that I can put the money back into the ministry and help more children.
Would you like to share your book with us?
Oh, yes. The book is entitled You Are Special, A Child's Guide for Successful Living. It's based on the 10 Commandments, and it addresses the 10 Commandments in a way that children can understand them. And the book is dedicated to my mother, who was an evangelist who passed a couple of years ago. And it starts out with telling the children that you're special and showing them why they're special, and that they can think, they can create, and that God made them and no one else is exactly like them. And if there are opportunities for children to draw, write about pictures, solve puzzles, name, here on this page, name other things you have drawn or made, so they have a chance to interact here and by writing. We talk about the laws that are in your house, which are foundation to children understanding why you need laws of life and laws in the universe. And then the commandments are stated. 9 of the commandments are stated in language that children can understand. I did not deal with the adultery commandment because I didn't think that it was necessary for the children. But the other commandments really encompass that one if children at later years, are involved. If they do these things, tell the truth, respect your life and the life of others, do not take something that belongs to others, and that kind of thing, they won't commit adultery. But God's rules are stated for the children very simply so they can understand them. Then there are activities. And one thing I really wanted to focus on is how children felt when they did wrong. And I wanted them to think about that because this is one of the consequences of disobeying God. And when they still have feeling about it, when they tell a lie, they don't just say, well, I told a lie, so what? You want them to examine how they really felt about it. And when they do have strong feelings that I didn't like the way I felt, then there's hope in trying to help them to realize that your feelings can give you some guidelines as to when you're doing the wrong thing. And not always, but they can have effect on you when you do the wrong thing and sort of nudge you, look, when you're not even aware. You feel that little feeling that you've just done something wrong, said something to offend someone. There are a lot of little puzzles to illustrate each of the commandments, and a focus on remembering the Sabbath day, keeping it holy. Not that every day shouldn't be a day of holiness, but it's one of the commandments, and they need to know it. And how can you make Sunday special? Also include in here things the Lord hates, because from Proverbs 6:19, because sometimes children don't know that there are some things that God does hate. And so I wanted them to know about those as well as what He wants you to do to have a good life. And children sometimes want to know, well, how do I show love for God? So I address that. How do you show love for God? By obeying His commandments, being aware of what they are, and obeying them. And then I give them some examples of how they can show love for their parents. Love is not always just hugging somebody or just being close to them necessarily. but there are ways that you can show love to your parents and to God. And then I give them some ways to do that. And for your parents, there's some examples here. Go to school, study hard, get good grades, develop your talents, do your chores, such as take out the trash, wash the dishes. Some other areas, relationship with people, get along with people, seek to get along with your brothers and sisters. Practice control, because that is one area. Some of you know, I couldn't help myself. I hit him, but I couldn't help it. He said so and so. Then you have to help them to understand that you have to be in control of yourself. And then an area about taking care of your mind, body, and spirit. And then at the end, you're special, and there's a certificate that the parents can fill out for them. And then I tell them, if you finish the book, let me know, and then I will make sure you get another kind of certificate from me. And at the end, there are the author specials and specials from the illustrator, what we like, things we enjoy, and that kind of thing. And an opportunity for the students to write what they like, their favorites are in here also. So that's the book, and children like it. They like coloring the pictures, they like writing, they like drawing, doing activities.